Welcome back to the Something's Wrong Here podcast. Like us, subscribe, shoot us an email, swhpcast@gmail.com. Something's Wrong Here @gmail.com. I'm Randy. I'm here with my two co-hosts tonight.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Ken-zee. And tonight, I've got a friend with me. This is Jayson. Jayson, we're going to introduce you as fast as possible.
Hi.
Who are you?
Jayson.
What do you do?
I'm a restaurateur.
Okay. And what's your favorite color?
And that's the one that hung him
Red.
up.
That's
Okay. And
Can I ask a rapid fire?
How do you identify?
As a pizza guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite semi-pronoun?
I don't know. What
I love it.
That's a great answer.
So we've got Jayson with us tonight. And Jayson, tell us what we're going to talk about. First up.
We're going to talk about is a customer always right?
Oh.
He is a customer. Right?
As
That's
a restaurateur,
Yes.
It's a good perspective.
Yeah.
it is a good perspective.
I honestly, of all the times we've picked themed stuff,
Yeah.
you know, we're always. I think it's pretty easy to, if you go way 30,000 feet above, to turn focus towards a topic plus, I guess. But this is.
All right. So
I think this
30,000
is
feet.
pretty much perfect.
30,000 feet. Everyone in the room. Customer always right?
No.
Customer always right?
No.
Customer always right?
Absolutely not.
Customer always right? Yes.
Oh, of course he's got to be the
knew that.
fucking
You
weirdo.
knew it was going to happen.
And the reason that I say that is there's a shifting point in my perspective that the customer is not always right. But at a certain level, you had to grind with the customer always being right. And you had to get to the point where you can transition to the customer is no longer always right.
Well, you're in the realm of relativity, in my opinion.
It is.
I understand.
Before we jump into it,
Yeah.
I did do a little research, so let's look into it.
All right.
So we are accustomed to the phrase "the customer is always right."
Yeah.
That's only half the phrase. We only know it as that, but that's only half the phrase. So in 1909, Harry Selfridge, who owned a boutique style store, whatever, his phrase was, "the customer is always right when it comes to taste." So basically, if they look fucking stupid in that hat, let them buy it.
Hey, they like the hat.
He's making money.
Right.
I bet you get a free bowl of soup with that hat.
Right.
It's good on you, though.
See, I agree with
Or
you.
straight jacket, or
I don't-
I
I don't stop people if they're putting some weird shit on a pizza or whatever, you know? Like, hey, dude, if that's what you want.
it's all
We got a guy
subjective,
named
right?
Jim Finley that once a week orders a pizza. And I don't know if I would ever take a bite of anything he's ever ordered.
What is the wildest thing you've ever, like, combination you've ever put on a pizza?
Man, it might be his stuff, dude.
All right, hit us.
Nice guy, but like, dude, his pizzas will come through and it's red sauce, cheese, like anchovies, green olives, and gorgonzola.
Do you know that it's his when they come in?
And garlic.
Could you could you pick it? Like, that's definitely, that's
Oh
a
yeah,
Jim
like
pizza.
if I don't even look at the names, I'll be on the line and like look at the ingredients, be like, oh, Jim's got an order in. Jim's
All right, can I ask a
He
quick
loves them.
follow-up
He loves them.
to
He says
that?
every time,
Right in
like,
the
you
same
guys make
vein.
the best pizza ever. I'm like, I'm probably the only one that'll put this on here for
What's
you, but
the weirdest one you've seen come through, either to go or there, that you're like, hey, that sounds really good. I would have never thought of that.
Man, someone did one the other day. What was on that thing? It looked so good. It was man, I can't remember what it was.
Must not have been that
It
good.
It sounds good. It sounds good.
Not that
Yeah,
memorable.
it sounds great. I mean,
remember-
I'm getting hungry
It was
just
like-
thinking about it.
It's like pepperoni, but they put like cream, like dollops of cream cheese on it,
Okay.
and whatever else was on there. It looked really good together. I put cream cheese on a lot of pizzas. And
Now,
it's
have you
good,
ever
but-
stolen a customer's build as your own? Like,
No.
it made it a special?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
No,
Because as a pizza guy, you do specials, and they are good. Weekly
I
specials.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
We should do a Something's Wrong Here special.
Can.
We each pick one thing.
Anchovies.
No, absolutely not. And we're sorry for
I
this.
know what my ingredient's going to be.
We're sorry for the break in the podcast, but Brian was escorted out of the building. He is no longer with us. He's no longer around. He's no longer allowed to be spoken of after saying anchovies on pizza.
Oh.
You guys say pineapples on pizza. I would,
It's one of those ingredients that, like, especially, you know, I come from a culinary background. I've done fine dining. I've done everything. It's one of those things. I'm like, it's got to be an acquired taste. So I would say probably at least once a year, I make an anchovy pizza and I take a bite of it, and it's fucking terrible.
Just to
every time.
remind yourself, I guess.
But
here's the weird thing.
Try.
It's tapenade. It's like a salty tapenade.
It is, but I don't.
I like tapenade. I like.
But it's just like an
Salty
overly
things.
salty,
Do you guys
weird
like Caesar
textured
dressing?
tapenade.
Yeah.
I
Well,
love,
yeah.
we
I
use
love
Caesar
Caesars.
and
I
our
love
Caesar
making
dressing,
homemade Caesar.
and you
And-
can taste it, and it's fine. It's just something about
It's
the
like
meat on top
it
of the
tones it
pizza.
down
It's
that
like,
major, like the major savory component,
Yeah.
umami.
So I'm about to ruin everybody's
Oh boy.
palate here. I
Never.
don't think most people know that Worcestershire sauce is
Hold on.
barrel aged.
Time out.
How do we say it?
I have to
Tell me how to say
teach
it.
you this. You're pissing me off.
Where's Worcestershire?
No, it's a naming convention that comes from England, like
Yeah.
Old English. So
We all know
anything,
how to say it.
anything,
Yeah.
like for instance,
W.
Let's cut off the SHIRE and we'll talk about. There's a place in Massachusetts. It's spelled WORCESTER. So it looks like Worcester. It's Worcester. Worcester.
There's a Worcester, Ohio.
So the sauce
Worcestershire?
is just Worcestershire.
Okay.
Worcestershire.
We called it. We've had many names for it in the kitchen. I mean,
My favorite fishing rod is from Pflugerville, Texas.
I always have. Sorry, I don't mean to mess with you. But I always
Different
like.
places
Oh
on
my
the
god!
website.
you
So
gotta say it.
Worcestershire.
Worcester.
I worked with a guy
Worcestershire.
that called it
Worcestershire.
Hobbit sauce
Hobbit
There you
sauce.
because it's from the Shire.
I like that.
Ah,
Hey,
that's
good.
even better.
Nice.
Hobbit
That's a better
sauce.
mnemonic than Worcestershire.
So Hobbit sauce is just barrel aged anchovy juice.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Better like just.
And I don't think most people know that.
Yeah, it is.
I'm good with it. It's delicious.
Gotta watch the documentary.
Oh, I don't know if I
It's
could.
delicious.
It's,
I love Worcestershire.
I don't know if I could look at it the same because I love it on
Though
everything.
my relationship with
You
Worcestershire.
can't,
My,
if you like
steak and
sausage, but you're not
burgers
willing to know how it's made, you are ignorant.
my relationship is damaged with Worcestershire though because my dad
Ignorance
used
is
to put it on
bliss,
steaks.
my friend.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
in some
It
things?
is.
Is it?
and some things I'm gonna agree. Not in everything. But
Especially as somebody who's a chef and everything. And you said you worked in
You know, so everything's
many fine
made.
dining and everything. I'm sure there's a lot of aspects of food that we probably aren't aware of how it's prepared.
yeah.
What is one of the craziest dishes that you've made?
Man, I don't know, dude. I like having fun with food. I think one of my favorite ones that I consider a little bit crazy is probably at the last tasting dinner we did almost a year ago at Longbell. But we did one of my favorite dishes. I wanted to do ramen, but it's a tasting menu, and you don't want a bowl of ramen.
Yeah.
So I was trying to keep it broken down into like almost like a bite. So we ended up doing deconstructed ramen. The plating ended up awesome, and we used like a small, very small, almost like a soy sauce dish with ramen broth in it and the noodles, and then had like basically our ramen ingredients kind of across the plate, and then some sauces.
Okay. Awesome.
And, like you look at, I don't know, just like it came across like the plating was beautiful and it was awesome, but in the end, it's just ramen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
I mean,
we made our own
just
broth, had the umami.
it's a fancy
like,
ramen.
I like those little deconstruction, like
Yeah.
kind of 2-3 bites.
What
And
got
so-
you into
like that.
food?
what got me into food?
What got you into the culinary?
Hold on, before you ask him that, I just wanted to say, because this ties in, the ramen I saw today,
Yeah.
they now have ramen in packets made for gamers. You know, like the little applesauce packets? You squirt in your mouth, and it's
What?
caffeinated ramen.
Holy Jesus!
And it even comes out stringy because it's got
Is
like the
that
holes.
what they meant by fueled by ramen on all those bands?
I guess so.
That's
Comes to things like that, just like dude, I just want
Caffeinated ramen?
Caffeinated ramen in a
Got to be shitting
pouch.
That
me.
sounds like a worse idea than OG Four Loco.
Oh, yeah. no, that was
it's a-
great.
OG Four
OG
Loko
Four Loco was
amazing.
amazing.
I had some good
No,
nights. With
no
that
shit talking.
Well, you know
man.
why they don't make it anymore, right?
Oh, I have a guess, and I know what it
There
did to
was
me.
lawsuits and people were doing crazy things and stupid things, and a lot of
Wild.
a couple people ended
The brewery hasn't made the
unalived
Four Loko.
because of Four Loco.
Yeah.
So they
Maybe
won the
that's the
lawsuit.
next
So
collab.
it is
Next
no more.
collab, Five
Well, it's
Loco.
still there, but it's
No.
not
Five
the
Loco
old
by
school.
Longbell.
No mo loco.
What was that? Like 300 grams?
It was awful.
It was a tall
We
boy,
gotta
300
move on.
grams, basically
It
like
was 300
16%.
milligram.
300
Yeah, 300 milligrams.
Yeah, they're like 16%.
16% alcohol content.
It's like
Tall boy.
It's like a fucking speedball in a can.
Yeah.
Super
It was-
stimulant, super
mean,
depressant.
yeah.
Like,
who are we
I
fighting?
would be
Who are we
curious to
fighting?
know if anyone on
first
the.
thing.
I
Oh,
bet.
shit.
I would be willing to bet MR340 people have taken the OG4 locos.
Oh Jesus!
Oh yeah.
But moving on.
But I bet they've got their own little power
it's 'cause
speed
they're crazy.
tools.
That's like
made
cheers to fighting cops,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Moving
Here's to
on from
fighting your dad.
You're fueled by ramen comment over there.
We are not fueled by ramen.
Have you seen the
got you
Malort?
in?
The Malort thing is like for when you want to fight your dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my lord.
Sorry
What got
for
me
the
into
segue.
cooking? So back in the day, I was actually doing masonry way before I was cooking, young, and I loved it. I loved masonry. I loved the creative aspect of
Playing
it.
with Legos?
Pretty much. I was working for a company where all we did was custom, mainly precast. Like, we would show up at a plain stuccoed house and leave, and it looked like a castle. Like, that was our job. That's what we
That's
did.
awesome.
That's sweet.
And it was really awesome. It was cool.
Did you build them in Worcestershire?
Yes, lots of, yes.
Jesus.
All over the place.
We shoot.
Worcestershire.
Just
Is that not how you said it?
fucking strangle.
That's
you
how I heard it.
You better hope for some thoughts and prayers.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah, on the,
So back into what got you into
yeah.
food.
So on the weekends, actually having weekends off, that was like the last time in my life I've ever had weekends off. I was cooking like all the time, having people over. Anytime there's a game or UFC fight or anything, I'd have parties, invite people over, and do these huge spreads. And everybody's like, dude, your food's fucking good. Yeah. And I had zero experience, zero anything, and just kind of kept doing it. And then I got challenged to a cook-off with like a couple other people, and everybody's like, dude, your shit's the best. Like, you won that. And kind of around that time, the guy that I was working for got in some tax trouble, because turns out we can't just take the boat out all the time instead of working.
Why not?
Great job. We had a lot of fun.
It's a write-off, though, isn't it?
We were delivering materials.
Like, literally the first
Much
time I
better accounting.
wakeboarded,
Advertising.
I like didn't even want to do it because we smoked a lot of weed and drank a lot of beer. And I'm sitting on the boat watching this other dude wakeboard, and my boss was like, "Hey, it's your turn." And I'm like, "I'm good." He goes, "Get in the fucking water. You're on the clock, asshole." And I'm like, all right.
No better time to learn
I'm getting paid.
Right?
So I learned how to wakeboard.
Nice.
So when you left that and went full time, there was a realization at some point that occurred.
Right.
How did that transition go? Was your boss cool with it? Did he support
So
you?
that's
or-
what I was getting to. He actually got in tax trouble and had to lay me off. So I went to work for this other dude doing masonry, and he sucked. We did track homes, so I basically did the same stucco stone every single day.
From tons of
Same
creativity
thing
to
every
zero.
yeah, it's just gone.
Zero.
And like the dude was just like, he was older and just a fucking square and really not fun to work with. I remember like being like 3 weeks in and trying to
I mean,
feel
as
trying
a
to feel this
masonry,
guy
isn't a
out.
square the most fundamental thing you want to work with?
No,
Not
it's a
like
rectangle.
That, not like that.
There's that hit you need.
But
Where's
yeah, I
the
was
rim
like,
shot?
Right?
I remember being like maybe 3 or 4 weeks into like working with this dude, and I'm trying to figure him out, and like he seems like the kind of guy that probably goes home and drinks like one Coors OG and that's it for like ever, you know. And I remember one day saying something about smoking weed. I remember what I said, and he turns around and he goes, "I don't smoke weed, and I don't much care for people that do." And I was like, noted. And
That guy and my dad should go bowling.
right. So that job sucked. I got really tired of it really fast, and just kept thinking about cooking and cooking.
I mean,
and cooking.
to be in the food industry, though, isn't it like a prerequisite you have to smoke weed?
No.
no,
not
I mean,
by
not necessarily,
Not by law, but I think it's an unwritten law.
I
you're
would
usually better at it if you do.
I will say that
Fair.
I would stab-
Creativity
Totally fair.
sparks from it.
I would say some of and most of the best restaurants that people eat at do have a fueled by intoxicants factor.
Yep.
I'm not going to say what intoxicants, because I can tell you, I knew phenomenal, like he was a good chef, and he cooked at Anton's, and he cooked me at one of the best steaks I've ever had in my life. And I don't know how much cocaine
love
he could
Anton's.
do in a night, but I know how much he bought every night.
Well, it's
Exactly.
restaurant, man.
And I'll leave it at this.
I took my girlfriend on her first date to
Fueled by
Anton's.
intoxicants.
yeah, good
So-
food. Good food.
You
They
get
sprinkle cocaine on your steak. Like
That's
They just not.
I love this dude. Crack on it. Just sprinkle
Maybe that's
crack
why we
on it.
came back for our for our first
I
anniversary.
actually had 2 on that visit.
You better sprinkle some crack on that one.
so
Come
Like
back.
30 minutes
I had
later,
I had
was like, "Can I get
pickles,
another steak?"
banana, Foster though there. That
Sounds
was
interesting.
that had to be like a stoner mind that came up with it. It was delicious.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to add this real quick, like weird. I just thought about it when you were talking about the whole it's the anatomy of the kitchen, so to speak. Like the anatomy of front of house and back of the house together, like the symbiotic nature of front and back of house. I still put forth, I'm almost 50, but I will still put forth that the most character building job, or one of them you can have as like a 15 or 16-year-old kid, is working back in a kitchen.
Oh yeah.
And moving. And
my first job was.
Hold on. I want you to do this, but I want to make the point because I'll forget.
Oh yeah.
I'll forget. The point is like, but the point is like, I started as a dishwasher, went to a line cook, was that for a while, did salads, desserts. Then I went to front of house and did waiting, and I'm telling you, what was so fucking cool was I saw, and it was a Stevenson's restaurant in Independence, okay, which had been there for years and years and years, very classic place.
No weed in there.
You can go back to the other substances fueled by that. There was as much of that as there was anything else. But the point was, like, you saw and you make friends with the people you work with. You know, you survive Friday and Saturday and then Sunday day shifts with these folks, and you rely on them, they rely on you, and it builds this fucking rapport, man. And you realize that there are some real well spoken folks that sit up in the office that'll get out and glad hand with the customers every once in a while, but they don't run that fucking place. We ran the place, and I saw it as a band of fucking outcasts running this really, really, really like.
Well, it is, and
a nice fucking restaurant.
If the band of outcasts bands together and fucking bounces, dude, all those people sitting upstairs are like,
oh shit.
That's why I still work every single
How
day.
wild is it in your position to be both the band of outcasts, but also
one of the outcasts?
Also, the
head
guy that sits up there.
outcast.
Yeah, well, exactly. So it's like, you got to keep the troops rallied. They got to keep everybody together.
And so I think this is kind of a pivotal point of this episode where we switch up and talk about what we're here for. Because you now rally behind your troops. And I mean, actually, that's bullshit. You're the one running in yelling, charge! And like everyone's behind you going, oh fuck, what's he gonna say today? What's he gonna say today? Guys, get your cameras, get your cameras, Snapchat.
Get ready, dude.
Yeah.
And
it's coming.
It's because I call you to make my day better. Because you always have some wild anecdotal, and I know it happens because I've been in there every single time that one of them's happened.
Yeah. You almost can't be in there without something happening.
So
it's a restaurant biz. It's always something fun.
What was the transition? Was it COVID?
What
was the spark?
COVID, I mean, like our whole customer always right conversation. Like, excuse me. Literally, I tried to run my business like that. I mean, I think we all did. I think it's always like, hey, how can we please the customer? How do you keep people coming
You
back?
have to grind the correct way.
Right. And then, like, COVID happened, and all my customers were assholes. I was like, fuck you guys. It's like, bring it on. Like, this is what we want to do. This is what we're going to do. Okay. I don't take that shit.
Yeah.
You know, I have no problem telling somebody, we don't take that shit.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, I'm sorry. This is the way we do things, and I'm not changing it because you don't think I should do it this way. I'm not changing it because you think I can do it a better way.
It's not their house, bank, everything that's on the line.
I've told multiple people, I'm like, you're welcome to buy it. Like, you can buy it right now. You want to buy Longbow? Buy Longbow. I don't care. Here, give me the money, and you can do this.
Yep.
Good fucking luck, because you're gonna make it 1 week, if even. Probably not even that long. You know, and if somebody thinks they can, I'd fucking challenge them. Go right ahead. Give me a good offer. I could use a vacation.
Right?
All right, so
You mean it's not a 40-hour work week in the restaurant business?
Oh man, I'm actually like, so this month is 9 years on my purchase point.
Yeah.
Not my opening point, but my purchase point. We took about a month to get it open. We soft opened like on Halloween. So hitting like 9 years, and I am just now to the point where I'm like, I can breathe. Like
9 years?
I'm here. I'm here with you guys on a Wednesday instead of standing in my restaurant.
Yeah.
And this is a week late because we were actually going to do this last week. And what happened?
Well,
let's talk about that right now.
They set up a cross-country track meet and bust in thousands of people in the field across the street from the restaurant. So I couldn't leave.
Work tonight.
So we got our asses kicked. So.
I would assume you had plenty of heads up.
No, I got none. Actually, the only reason I figured it out is because I looked over there in the morning. I was putting some stuff in the smoker and like looked off the patio down into that field.
Showing up here,
and now there's a truck.
Shit, there's 50. No,
they're
wait, there's 500.
There's cones out in the grass.
There's a truck putting about 15 porta potties out.
Oh,
and I was like, what the shit's about to happen?
Yeah. I go to
shit is about to hit the fan.
We don't need 15 porta potties for.
That's a 1 per 75 at an event like that. Typically, I think.
Yeah. Holy smokes!
Exactly.
Yeah. Now let's play a different game. What in the last 30 days would you describe as your favorite customer interaction?
Man, last 30 days, I dealt with some shit today.
Is that the best of the last 30 days? Is this the highlight reel today?
It's just like the freshest
hit us today.
It's on the
it's
brain
like it was
pan.
last week. It's after the cross country meet.
Yeah.
Like these coaches of these cross country teams called. And they're like, we want to come in for dinner. So, of course you can come in for dinner.
Sure.
Like, how many people you got? Well, it was like 8 of us. Like, why are you even calling? Just come in. Okay. We just need all of the food on our tab to say to go. That's all you need? Okay, cool. I mean, that's literally like whatever. You still want to eat it here though? Or like, yeah, I'm like, okay.
Don't
whatever.
itemize this at all, please.
No, fine.
Don't
whatever.
itemize to
I don't
go.
care. Make it work for you. So then he walks back in on Saturday and he's like, I need my tab adjusted. I'm not even there. He tells my bar manager, I need my tab adjusted.
No alcohol.
We're tax exempt. So he wants $9 tax exempt taken off his tab.
The guy probably drove.
It's already been batched out and everything to the
So
credit
I'm
card
like,
company.
I'm like, whatever, dude. So like, I get told this, and I'm like, I don't fucking care.
So that's your question. Is the customer always right? So he came in asking for $9 after the fact.
Right.
It's already been batched out. It's out of your hands. You don't have
He
it.
was tax exempt.
He didn't say it that night.
Yes, but he didn't do it. So I was like, whatever, dude. I found that I was on Saturday, and then he came back yesterday, again. And now he's driven there twice.
Yeah.
And I wasn't gonna do anything about it. And then today I was like, I had some free time. I was like, I'll fix it. So I go to my computer system to fix it, and it fucks my entire day up. Like, the ticket is still in my POS for some fucking reason, even though I've like refunded the tax and I've closed the ticket, and it's just like it's on that table that they sat at now, so the server can't use that table tonight. They can't seat anybody at the table because they can't access the table, and it's just like it's turned into this whole fucking thing
For $9.
And then for whatever reason the ticket didn't close, so I had to like cash out the $9.31 that I'm actually like refunding him through credit cards. Now the drawer's $9 short, so I think I lost $18. I don't even know what the fuck happened.
At this point, you're willing to take an $18 loss to just not see him again?
Well, like, no. I wish I just like went with my original plan. It was like, fuck you, dude. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you fucked up. I'm sorry. But like
not only
if
that,
I go to Hy-Vee and grocery shop and I forget to give you my phone number, I'm not going back later and being like, I didn't get my fuel rewards for the day.
I did that the other day and missed out on like 30 cents. I was so pissed. I'm like, I'm not going back in there.
All right, for 30 cents off, I might try back up and talk to him, but I'd be real nice about it. I'd be like, yo, I screwed up. Can you help me?
I bought like 8 items just because again.
Yeah.
Because it almost made them free.
I almost went back to Hy-Vee a few weeks ago, and thank God my 11-year-old was in the car. Because we went grocery shopping, and I always go grocery shopping on Mondays. Because they do, for every $25 is 25 cents.
Yeah.
So I spent like $100. I mean, that's $1 off. $1 off a gallon. That's huge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna save me, $20. $20. And I get home and I look at my receipt, and like there's like 12 cents on there, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I literally, like, I'm pissed. I'm getting pissed. I'm like, we're gonna stop back by there on the way to the restaurant. I'm gonna go in and talk to customer service, and I'm like, this is the point deal, and we're supposed to get this, and I'm going on and on and on. Then I forgot, and we drove past it. We're like halfway to the restaurant, driving down 3rd Street, and I'm like, I forgot to go. I totally forgot to go. Forgot to stop. I'm gonna have to do that. Go, because that's the Monday deal. My 11-year-old goes, well, yeah, it is, Dad, but it's Tuesday. He's like, I'm so glad I forgot right now, because I'd be in at like customer service being like, where's my fucking points? That's
They're sitting there saying,
deal.
sir. No, you're going to listen, sir. You're going to listen. You're going to.
And then at a certain point, have you be like, fuck, just give him $1 off his fucking gas. He's so out of his mind.
Kids are wise.
All right, Ken-zee.
Yeah.
You started out the episode saying that you think that the customer is always right. and then you said you were going to shift it a little bit. But if you would have asked me 5 years ago, I probably would have agreed with you and said, yeah, you're right. That 5 years ago, I think social media has changed my attitude towards it completely. I was watching a video the other day. I saw this girl. She was recording herself, so obviously she was wanting some type of attention or likes or whatever. And as she was recording herself, she's taking pictures of her food. And then she calls the waitress over and says, I need you to throw this away, remake exactly what I have. And they're like, is something wrong with food? Yeah, it's cold. You can't expect me to eat this. And she goes, well, we're going to have to charge you for that. No, you're not. It's cold, and I will not eat cold food.
Jesus.
And she
influence these
excellent.
nuts.
I turned it off because it pissed me off. Because one, is this fake? Is it real? That's a problem too. Is like, one, you don't know if it's real. Two, you don't know if they're recording to bait people into these situations to say ridiculous things to get them to react. Or if three, they're just fucking assholes and think they're that entitled. And it seems more and more that the third one is becoming...
The entitlement is out of control. I mean, absolutely out of control.
There's no consequences for,
it's
for a lot of it.
without getting punched in the face.
Well, it's like, that's exactly, dude.
So
say whatever you think you want to say without getting punched in the face. That's the internet. I mean, it's like, it's literally... I have people come in and do the craziest shit, and you're just like,
yeah, no, not a thought of consequence, shame, nothing.
They're like, oh yeah. I mean, I'll have people come in and rearrange the entire dining room. I'm like, is this your fucking living room? Like, what the fuck? Like,
not only what the fuck, but why the fuck?
What's
so? Hold on. Yeah. So I'm gonna say since your question. So I said no. I don't think. So I'm gonna come to Brian, who said no as well.
Ken-zee.
I'm going to come to Brian, who said no as well, and then we'll go to Ken-zee, who said yes, the customer is always right.
Okay.
So what you got, Brian?
So
social media, has it ruined?
I look at it, it's exactly what you said. And what the weird thing is I was thinking about this at work today, all right, as I'm listening to a podcast while I'm walking, and I was actually listening to Sam Harris. And he is he discusses a lot social media and bad incentives. Okay, so your incentive, this weird implicit incentive to do stupid shit, and what it immediately made me think about was that, and this is right off your point, and this is right hot off the brain pan. I promise you, I haven't thought of this before this afternoon. Is that I think social media has become, or exposure of oneself through social media and combined with consumption of everyone else's has become a religion.
It very much has.
And it's become a religion. Let me show you how.
That's a good.
Okay, because I'm going to use Christianity as an easy, because I grew up in a Christian household. I'm very well, and I have no problem with it. But it's like one of the reasons why that morality lives hard in people that are devout. Okay, is that they truly believe that God is watching.
Yep.
And if God's watching, and your eternal salvation is under that.
Right,
guys, right? Then you are going to act.
I get where you're going
appropriately. Okay, you are going to act appropriately. Now let's shift and say I don't give a shit about any of that, but I'm an influencer.
I know these people.
And do I have anyone telling me that what I'm doing is stupid, wrong, whatever?
No, you actually have the likes and the viewers encouraging it.
But you're getting, Sam, bad incentives, dude. You're incentivized to act shitty because it's going to get you.
Consistently getting emails right now from some fucking company here locally in Lee Summit. It's like, do you want influencers in your restaurant? You want to raise your social media? And like, I already responded once with no, thank you. Kept getting the emails.
Yep.
And I responded again like, no, I don't want influencers in my restaurant.
But you see what I'm getting at, though. At the end of the day, like I mean, this is a crucial part of it, is that if you gave me this utopian world where you could interpret everybody's intentions with good faith 100% of the time, the customer is most likely always right, because there'd be very little people taking advantage of the system, gaming the system. No. But unfortunately, there aren't. And here's the thing, though, and maybe you'll know. I mean, I haven't been.
It's that, and it's the influencer side.
Yeah.
And then it's just the normal person side, where the normal person just thinks also, Probably because they're seeing this shit on the internet. That they can also do whatever the fuck they want. There's
Well, that's true too.
Yeah,
and
I
it's
agree.
like I literally deal with it on a daily basis. I deal with some person.
But here's what the normal person doesn't
Bad
understand.
incentives, though, dude. That's bad incentives.
The normal
All the
person
way
doesn't
down.
understand is that the bad behavior, they don't get to see the consequences afterwards where they get arrested.
Right. Yeah.
They don't see
Agreed.
that the transaction with the Lamborghini is a rental.
Right.
They don't see that they just paid a company overseas. Like, you can buy followers.
Right.
You can buy for $30, they'll get you about 50,000 followers.
Yeah.
You can purchase that.
Yeah.
And I've seen it happen. You pay $30 and it goes instantly.
Yeah.
Like, you just see your followers just sit within 5 minutes.
Yep.
You have 50,000 followers. It's a farm. They sit over
Dude,
there. They've got
bad
walls of
incentives.
just iPhones and
Bad
stuff.
incentives, man.
They type in one thing and they all go follow the one
Yep.
person for $30. That's all it takes.
It's like I said, it's a cult of personality.
And then what you
based
said,
on
that's
likes and
a
shit.
good
So,
point. That
like,
people see it happen
there's-
and they're not even influencers,
there's-
so they think they can do it.
Well, easy classic example. This happened within the last year. I had a live music night, so I've got music.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing a launch party for 805 Cerveza. It just hit this. That's my area code that I grew up in. I'm from California.
California, man.
805 Cerveza is one of my favorite.
Can I ask
fucking
where you're
beers.
from?
California.
Well,
I won't list the name.
Grew
of it.
up in like the Pismo Beach area,
okay.
Nipomo, Santa Maria.
My mom grew up in 805.
I don't want to get
That's
cease
why
and
that's-
desisted, so I won't name the brewery.
So I'm like, all right, cool. Like,
Yeah, that's all right.
love this beer, whatever. Do a launch party for it because it had just hit Missouri. Have live music, and we're filling up. We're getting busy. One of our policies at the restaurant, especially on our busier nights, and it says during peak times, I have a sign at the door. Says we do not seat incomplete parties in peak times. Might sound ridiculous to some people. I don't know why that sounds crazy to some people.
Not at all.
Well, it's
People
because you
lose
can
their
see
shit
people
over
that
it.
are already all there, ready to order,
Right.
and to get them out
People
faster.
lose their shit over this on every weekend. And I have come to realize that's because at most restaurants, they have it set up where the waiting area, you can't see the tables.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't know whether you have a table ready for them or not. But when they look around and they see like a table that they could go sit at, they're like, well, why can't I sit there?
Yeah.
Well,
It's been empty for
because
15 minutes.
there's 2 of you and you're telling me you have 8, right? So if no one else shows up, the 2 of you are sitting at my 8 tops. Then when an 8 top shows up, I can't put them at a 2 top. It's a pretty basic philosophy.
Yeah.
I always like try to
Wait
relate
a
it to
minute. Do
people.
the math on that for me.
It's Tetris, bro. I mean, it is. It's Tetris.
So I always try to relate it to people as like real estate. Like, hey, so you know,
three-dimensional.
If you have an apartment complex that has 8 apartments and only 2 people living in it, does it fucking work or not?
Yeah.
And they're like, no. I'm like, then why would I do that? Like, hello, it's pretty simple.
You're gonna make money regardless, man.
So
I'm telling you.
basically, we have this,
Doesn't work that way.
event going. We're filling up. We're getting busy, and this lady walks up from the college down the street. Older lady, she's probably in her 60s. They bring this group over from the college every once in a while, and they're fucking weird, man. They're just fucking weird. A lot of them are maybe 20 years old.
Yeah.
And like I'm finally at the age where I'm like 44 and I look at 20-year-olds. I'm like, man, these kids are fucking weird.
They're really weird,
They're fucking
dude.
weird kids.
Get off my lawn.
Get out of
They're
here!
fucking
Feeling
weird.
those vibes, man.
It's
And-
poop again.
Get off my lawn.
And they're literally like, they'll come in and have 12 people and they'll share like a cheese pizza and a basket of French fries and they all get water. And they have some sort of celebration for whatever the class is doing. I've dealt with them before. It's usually on a slower night. Don't care, whatever. But not tonight. Not tonight. It's not happening. And she comes in by herself. And the person that talked to her first was one of my servers at the time. And she is like 21 years old, little Asian chick, might weigh 85 pounds. How can I help you? There's going to be 8 of us. Okay. Are they here? No. Okay, as soon as you get like 6 or 7 of them here, I'll get you a table. That's ridiculous. Okay, well, I'm sorry. But as soon as you get some more people here, I can get you a table that'll fit your group. Also, people love to come in and say they have 6 people and they have 17. Happens also all the time.
Of course. Yeah, they're
Happens
extreme.
all
Somebody called
the time.
somebody that they didn't know about,
Right.
and then
When we deal with like we're right by the Frank White baseball fields all the time.
Yeah.
There's gonna be 6 of us and then 30 show up. It's like that you don't fit there. You don't fucking fit there.
here's my only question: if you say, "Hey, we'll sit you in a minute," Can I go to the bar and grab something? Is that okay?
We will get it for you while you're at the door.
That's literally my only question. Like, I'm more than happy.
In the meantime, can we get you a beer?
Whatever. Entitlement.
So
hell yeah, just let me sit and chill with my beer.
Mad about it. So I end up walking by a few minutes later, and she goes, "Excuse me." Assuming, I don't know if she thinks I'm the manager or whatever. I don't get the owner a lot based on my appearance. People usually think I'm just another server, and it's my favorite thing in the world. It's my favorite thing in the world.
You have
tattoos. Yeah. So I'm by, and she goes, "Excuse me," and I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "You're really not going to seat me?" I'm like, "Do you really? Are you really the only one here?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Then no." As soon as you get more people here. Also, the same group has done this to me before. So I'm like, as soon as you get more people here, we'll get you a table. We'll get you seated. We're filling up. Tables are filling up around the, she's watching people sit at tables that her group will fit at.
You can see the gears turning, the steam coming.
She's getting like more and more mad.
The Karening begins.
She stops me again. She's like, "I have a group coming over for the college, and I'm telling you, if you don't seat me right now, we're never coming back again." And I stop and look for a second. I go, okay.
To get a napkin.
What will I do?
Can I get that in writing?
I look at her. I go,
one stone.
I go. So let me get this straight, man.
Can you pose so we can put that photo up? Not allowed.
So I go, let me get this straight, ma'am. If I don't seat you right now, you're not ever coming back.
Win-win.
And she's like, "Yes, that's what I'm saying."
You have a free table and you don't deal with it.
Okay. So you're not getting exactly what you want, and your first response is to threaten me. Yeah. She goes, "I'm not threatening you." I go, "You just threatened me." So the first thing you did was belittle a 20-year-old, 85-pound girl as a grown woman. So I don't know. I guess that makes you feel good. Yeah. So second of all, now you want to threaten me. I don't know what you think is going to happen in this situation and how you think it's going to work, but I can tell you right now it's not going to go the way you think it's going to go.
It's not going well for you.
And she just kind of looks at me. And we're kind of arguing a little bit, and as we're arguing, most of her group shows up. So they're standing behind her. There's all these weird kids standing behind the 60-year-old woman. And she's like kind of like going off on me a little bit, and I'm completely ignoring her. I go, "Is this your group?" She turns around, and she's like, "Yes. Yeah, yes, they're with me." I go, "Now I can seat you." I go, "See, if you would have just chilled for a second, we'd be at the exact same spot we are right now."
Yeah.
I said, "Now, I'm not sure what you guys are trying to do, if you're trying to converse or whatever, but I have already explained to you that we're having an event tonight, and it's busy, and we also have live music. The only table I have left that's going to fit your group is right there, and it's directly in front of the band. So it's going to be a little loud."
And it's a $10 a piece cover charge
like,
for the band.
Right. And she's like, "What about that table?" And it's a table a little bit further away that has the band's equipment on it and their jackets and everything, and they're all at the bar. Like, they're already there, but that's where them and their girlfriends are sitting while the band plays. I go, "That's the band's table." She goes, "So they can hold a table, but I can't?" I go, "First of all, I don't have to explain fucking anything to you.
I have to tell you my business
Second
friends.
of all, they play for fucking free, so yes, they get a fucking table."
Yeah. God, the Karening intensifies.
And she like kind of keeps going, and I just cut her off, and I go, "Ma'am," and I said it so calmly. I was really proud of myself because normally I'd kind of be yelling by now. I was like, "Ma'am, I've given it some thought, and I realized at this point that there's nothing me or my staff are going to be able to do this evening to make you happy.
Yep.
So we're not going to serve you, and you can go ahead and go."
The right to refuse service to anyone. That is
no pants, no shoes.
Her face, she had never been told no in her entire life. You could tell her face was like, "What the fuck?" And she just stood there. So I stood there, and we literally stared at each other for like 30 seconds. I was like waiting for her to say something. She didn't. So I literally bowed. I was like, "Have a nice evening."
Yeah.
And I fucking walked away.
That's a slow clap moment right there. Like, you that's
done well.
She stood there for another 10 minutes. I instructed my entire staff. I said, "Don't talk to her."
Yep.
So she's done. Don't talk to her. We're not seating her. We're not serving her. I am not putting any of you.
She's on the list.
I'm not putting any of you, my staff, in that position where you're going to have to go work for free tonight. Like, fuck that's that. Bullshit. We have a fucking event going. You're going to get a full table. Fuck them. So her and that group of people left. Over the next 15 minutes, another 10 people showed up that would have been in her group. So they would not have fit at a table for 8 anyways. Which is why she wanted the other table. Because in her mind, she's like, if I say I have this, I can do that, and then I can do this, and then I can take these 2 tables, and then I can do whatever I want. And that is literally like the mindset of...
It's fucking performative shit for bad incentives.
Right?
It's just mindset for a lot of people.
But the crazy thing is that you said this lady's what, like 60 years old? Yeah. Like, you think... I hate to say it, and this is horrible, but the 60-year-old are the people that raised us who have raised... the little assholes that are doing this shit now.
There's
so
a lot of arguments that the boomers fucked
we're putting
everything
the young
up.
people into the boards hockey style.
it's a
Right.
trickle down effect.
Hear this whole thing. I wish that I could somehow combine the mentality of listening to that podcast. It's like, this is going to be perfect. Like, it's perfect for tonight. Like, it's because people. So real quick. Like, what I thought was interesting was that, so most of the time, ethical, moral behavior, if you go way against the norm, like if you, and this has nothing to do with laws. Like, normally your community is what keeps you in check.
Right.
Like, you work to
My
community
parents kept me in check. I got my ass whooped when I sucked up.
Like, I make sure my kids hear every single one of these stories and know not to act like this.
Because if you're an asshole, you may not. You're not going to die. You're going to get hurt, but you could certainly get fucking ostracized for it by your peers in your community. And I'm just telling you, man, the Karen Chad phenomenon is fucking insane.
It takes a village to raise a child, and we don't have that anymore.
I can be an asshole and bully anybody into doing whatever the fuck I want them to do.
I'm really happy to see that over like the last 2 years, that has shifted. To where somebody acts like that in public, you get more of the public telling them to shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, and clap as they get thrown out the door, and
you get more of the
full
public,
applause.
you get more of the customers, more of the other people be like, "Why are you acting like this? This is not okay."
Sure.
And there's now, the public is now coming to the defense of these workers that are getting treated like this for absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
Randy, what's left, brother?
Well, you said that the customer is always right.
Oh shit.
So let's hear that.
How is the customer right?
Now my thing is, three of the 4 of us have been business owners here. I think we've established if you come together and come up with a logical reason, and side with the customer within that logical reason, there's usually. Yeah, we'll take care of you. We don't like it, but we'll take care of it. Now, you said the customer is always right. So,
lay it out, big boy.
Free reign on this, brother.
As long as it's less than 10 minutes.
I told the truth and I lied.
Okay.
I pulled a small business owner.
Yeah, that's...
Because when you come up and make yourself loud and proud and get real one-starry on us, unfortunately... I'm going to put a fake smile on and do whatever I need to get you to shut the fuck up and leave.
Absolutely.
So the customer wins. Yeah. They're not always wrong. They're not always right. I will say the loudest are the most wrong.
Yeah, usually I believe that. Yeah.
And I will say that as any small business owner, there's a point where you can accept that you must get over, swallow, and deal with whatever pride, ego, humility you have, and you are going to be wrong. Okay. You are going to clean the biggest, worst, shittiest table of your life where they've left the biggest mess and they've been assholes the entire time. And you're going to do it with no tip. You're going to do it never making them happy to still not get a good review.
You got to eat shit, man.
And you're going to bend over backwards. You're going to grind out as hard as you have to, and you're going to make everything right. Because the only way to become sustainable is to create a following, to become an influencer of your own culture, if you will. And when you do, you have that luxury of all of a sudden now being powerful enough to have your own following step up for you. And I can speak for this, and I wanted to close this one out in a fun way.
Oh boy!
This is the whole reason that this mofo over here, Chuckle Nuts, is on tonight.
Maybe one quick anecdote before we cut it, but
I've got 2 more things before we wrap this.
Okay. Before we wrap, so to
before
speak.
we wrap, I got 2 more things.
Yeah, I just want to tie this up with what he said.
Long and skinny. I want to say that I commend you because you're a fucking liar and a hypocrite.
And you do it with a smile on your face.
Because when COVID hit,
you can do that shit.
When COVID hit, we were both manic. I guarantee it.
Yep.
We were both manic, and we were, because overnight, we all found out something was happening.
Yep.
And when it happened,
Quick adjustment.
we figured out, like cockroaches, dirtbags that look like shit employees and nothing else. We,
The essential ones.
will figure out how we will survive.
Yep.
And I will say that every chance I could, I was ordering a pizza because I knew I got to request a song that would piss off one neighbor,
That shit was
and
fun.
he was gonna play it as loud as possible.
shit was fun.
And he
Total
knew I was gonna make it worth his while to do it.
That's
So,
hilarious.
I mean
how does that?
So during COVID, I ran all the delivery. We don't. I still don't deliver. We use DoorDash, but back then we didn't deliver at all.
But to survive,
And I was like, dude, we're not
have
open.
to
I don't
sell
have to be in
pizza.
the restaurant. I can deliver. So I started running deliveries, and I was like, dude, put it out on a post one day. I'm like, here's the deal, guys. If you order delivery today, in the comments in your special request on your delivery order, put whatever song you want to hear. And at the time, I had this Acura TL.
So you're probably leaving it at the porch and everything, but you could hear the music.
I had this Acura TL, and I would come down the street. I mean, the thing was on 20s, dude. I'd come down the street, sunroof open, all the windows down, as loud as my system would go. And
he opened all four
Yeah, I would
doors in
pull
front
up,
of my
I
house.
would like pull halfway in your
excellent.
driveway, open all four doors. It was a scene.
Yeah.
Every time I delivered a pizza, people would video it and they'd fucking put it on their Facebook. They'd tag
That's
us in
awesome.
it.
It's great.
And then somebody else. Half the time, people, you don't want a pizza. You just want this dude to roll up and blast a song in your neighborhood.
I wish I fucking knew about it. I didn't see it, but I would have definitely done
So I
that.
just-
So that's the customer's always writing you.
Well, yeah, you can't.
Now,
you can't pick a
the
bad song.
reason you're here, I want to know why the fuck people keep asking if you're the Earhole Boy.
Man, I actually have this pulled up on my phone.
Earhole Boy.
It's got to be the gauges.
So this is the top. This is this is the turning point in my life where I was like, fuck, I will fuck you up. Like, you're no longer always right. I will fuck you up.
Okay, I gotta hear
This
this.
is this is the reason this guy called me, and I knew at some point there was a purpose to knowing this story and making it better.
Man, so after COVID is when we'd all open back up, but there's the mask requirements and all that shit.
Yep.
So I will say, during lockdown, shit was weird and it was scary.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
But we made some memories. We had some fun. Man, we did carry out brunch and we got hammered. Like, I mean, we just, dude, it was wild. But
Winging it, man. Winging it.
there's some memories behind it that are great. Some memories behind it that aren't. People were so supportive of the businesses that had their doors closed that could only do carry out. I did amazing sales during that time. Like, I mean, we did good. My staff was making money.
The crazy thing is that I saw in this local area, a lot of communities were not as receptive to it and willing to work
It's a good
together,
local
which is
business,
sad.
though,
but
man.
I will
That's
say,
cool.
But yeah, it's
like
awesome
the local
to see that.
spots, like, we did good. I mean, you guys have, it was crazy. Like, there was just people were coming out and being like, we want you guys to make it. We love you guys. And the support was huge. When we opened back up, for the first few weeks, the support was huge. And then shortly after that, it was like, not anymore. Like, oh, I have to wear a mask in there. And then everything became political.
Yeah.
And
Didn't
you
have
were
any
an
bullshit.
asshole if you told people they had to wear masks. And I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to stay open. Like, I'm trying to do what I've been doing this entire
Same
time that you're so
shit.
supportive of.
Wait,
And it wasn't
I want to
even-
interrupt you real quick. I believe I know the answer. If you were caught with somebody, even a patron, without a mask on, and the threat was pretty real,
It's a health department problem.
what
yeah.
was the penalty?
Man, you're fined and shut down. So
somebody that
everything
doesn't
you're-
care about you in the least.
Exactly.
Masks? You're
Just wanted to make sure that I was clear on
Yes.
that.
So, like, everything that you've worked this entire time through the shutdown and everything through, and, like, man, I went through some shit during shutdown. Like, my business partner fucking bounced, ended up in a fucking legal battle, mediation, all types of shit to get him out of the company. Like, it was an on and on thing. It wasn't just like I was there, like, making pizzas, man. Like, I dealt with some crazy shit in between all of this. So, like I said, when we reopened, that's when things got real fucking shitty. Where it was like, I'm not wearing a mask in here. I have to wear a mask 30 feet to my table. I'm like, man, I have to wear one 12 fucking hours a day. What does it matter? Just fucking take one for fucking 10 steps and then take it off. I don't care. Just please, like, I'm just trying to stay open, dude. I'm just trying to stay open. That's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Follow the stupid rules that are put on me. You think I want to wear it? No, I don't. You know, dude, I mean, I don't care what you thought about it, what your beliefs were about it. None of us wanted to do that shit. Let's be honest. Let's put it out there. Nobody wanted to do that shit.
But you were essential.
But, yeah, fucking essential as shit, dude.
Make food.
So, one day, Saturday morning, we kind of just opened, and this guy comes walking in. He's probably our third table, and he's probably the third table I had to tell to put a fucking mask on because nobody would do it. And he came in. They were probably, I don't know if they're playing softball or what. They're kind of on the trashy side of the spectrum. And dude's like,
no fucks given.
Yeah, that's good though.
And lay it out there how it is.
Shouldn't
the
be.
dude's like,
He's got a following.
you know, he has a mask in his hand. That's what even drives more crazy. Like, you know you have to have it, so you're literally looking for the fight. You're literally fucking looking for the argument. And I was like, hi guys, how you doing? Do we have a mask today? You know, can you please put it on? I'll get you a table. And he's like, oh, I have it. I'm like, well, you have to put it on, sir. He's like, just to go over there? I'm like, unfortunately, yes, just to walk in the door. Like the sign on the door says that you read and chuckled and walked in, yes, you have to put it on. So this guy puts it over his eyes and walks around my dining room like a zombie.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
No. Jesus is not a zombie. We are not trying to say that. Sorry to everybody who just said that.
He was the original zombie.
He did come back to life.
He did.
He was the first zombie.
Supposedly.
He was.
Fuck me. All right, so
That's what I've heard.
Jesus zombie
Anyways,
walking around.
so yeah,
this is your Jesus.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
So then he sits at the table and he throws his mask on the table. He goes, yeah, you like that? And I go, not fucking really. And he looks up at me like he didn't know I was standing there. He goes,
Did you say fucking?
Yeah.
Nice.
He goes, I wasn't talking to you. And I like look around and I go,
Who are you talking to?
I mean, I would like to know who you're talking to then because it's pretty much me and you. And he's like, well, I wasn't talking to you. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you were. I don't make the rules. This is some health department bullshit, and bullshit it is.
Yeah.
But I would like to keep my doors open, and I'd appreciate it.
Oh, you prick.
If I would appreciate it if you didn't treat me and my staff like shit because of it. And he's like kind of argues with me again. And I'm like, look, man, it is what it is, and if you don't like it, you can get the fuck out.
So he's got that pulled up. I'm guessing this is a Yelp review.
Oh, you hold your titties.
I can't wait.
Hold your titties.
I'm excited. Like I can't wait to
I
hear
want to
this.
see you hold them.
There's gold and there
So
Yelp
yeah, so
pills.
he
wait,
stands up
continue.
from his table.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is fucking bullshit. And he's fucking talking to every other table in the restaurant, basically telling them that this is fucking bullshit. And they're just looking at him like you're an asshole. Like they watched the whole thing. They're like, what the fuck ever, dude. And he storms out. And it did not take 5 minutes for me to have a review pop up on Yelp. Which I was waiting for. I was fucking waiting for it. Because the only time you get a review on Yelp, I don't ever look at Yelp. I don't put money into Yelp. I don't care about Yelp reviews. I care about Google reviews. I care
I've
about
got my own
Facebook
opinions
reviews.
about Yelp.
I don't know if a business exists on Yelp with a greater than 2-star review.
I do not fuck with Yelp. I don't care. They are a scam and everything. And the only time anybody leaves a bad, like if you have people like that want to leave a bad review, the first place they go is Yelp.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Yelp is the Karen of reviews.
The chatting intensifies.
Yes. So I'm like, all right, he says, dude storms out and I get a review. So his review, here we go. I'll read it to you.
Verbatim, please. Verbatim.
Chuck G was his name.
Chuck G.
Chuckles.
Chuckle fuck.
An arrogant staff who believes they can belittle customers for not wearing their mask to their personal standard and specifications. The lunatic server with the quarter-size holes in his ears thought it was his duty to remind me to wear my mask properly for the 3 steps to my table despite the mask being in place and secured. He said if I didn't like the rules, I could leave, so we did. Keep it up, Longbow. Earhole Boy, you just earned yourself a permanent ban.
Again.
Wait, what are you banned from?
Good
Well,
riddance.
he's banning me
From
what?
From
from him eating at my restaurant.
From his presence of Chuckles.
you're banned from old Chuckles being there, huh?
Bummer.
So
Sucks to
So
suck.
as I do with these reviews, and this wasn't the first time that happened. It happened a couple years before with just such a ridiculous review that I like type something. And I'm like, let's hold off on that.
Yeah.
Let's chew on that.
That's the type
I'll tell you
of draft.
the one before was really,
draft.
really funny too.
Yeah.
But this one, so I waited, got through the lunch rush, and I was like, all right, I'm going to respond to this guy. So I went and sat in the office. So I just responded. I said, sir, when I asked you to put your mask on, that you were holding up to your face, not properly or secure, you threw a fit and then wore it around your eyes and walked around and make a scene. You threw it down on the table and said, are you happy now? As I stated, we don't make the rules. The health department does, and I don't need your disrespect. By the way, I'm not the server. I'm the owner. Have a blessed day. Sincerely, Earhole Boy.
Dude, I love his directness with that. With a little like passive aggressive like fuck you at the end. That's the best part. Or
have a blessed day is always like my favorite when someone's just dick.
Bless your heart.
kill them with kindness and then tell them to fuck themselves.
So it was like
funny.
right in the middle of COVID. So I screenshot it and I put it on my Facebook.
Yep.
And I was like, sorry.
Yep.
I was like, please don't be a chuck. Just like, don't be a chuck. Don't be a dick. Don't be a chuck. And we continued to work throughout the day. And like 2 hours later, I just like get this text from my buddy who lives in Oregon. And he's like, you're trending. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, you're trending, dude. Like, you yourself are trending. I'm like, I don't know what you mean. He sends me a screenshot of that review, which had been, my screenshot had been shared to Reddit.
Oh, I knew it was Reddit. Fucking knew it.
Already, like,
always Reddit.
Yeah, I fucking knew
it's
it.
already coast to coast.
So did they take your side or the other guy's
They
side?
took my side.
I think generally
everybody took my side.
Public would take that
publicly
side.
usually sorts things out pretty quick.
Yeah. And then he tried to go back and change his review and say we had greasy pizza and all this shit.
They
Which,
don't fucking
once
lock
again,
that
I
shit.
just
So
responded to. Like,
that is the best pizza
Right.
ever. The grease on top.
Unfortunately.
I'm gonna fight Dave Portnoy because he doesn't like the flop. The flop is where it's at. That hold it up, fold it in half.
Just right.
That's all
Nice.
perspective,
Some
baby.
people like New York
That's
style.
everybody's opinion. We all got them.
Yeah.
Some people
It's all about
like
the
Little
flop.
All right.
Scissors.
So you're
Yeah.
Earhole Boy.
Dude.
Now
So,
you're
now I'm Earhole Boy.
Now,
Okay.
no.
So after that, like I said, that went viral. We got a call from the homies over at Diametric over there. Like, hey, let's make a beer about it. So we ended up making a. We're like, man, what? It's like, this is gonna be an IPA. It's gonna be this. I was like, nah, dude, nah. Chuck would have drank like a Mick Ultra, or like a Busch Light, or
Lightest
something
of
like that.
light loggers.
So we ended up doing like a pseudo lager. They had the can design. It's like a comic book, and it's literally like me holding a piece of pizza with a mask on like this, and this like bubble comes out. It says, "Wear your mask, Chuck." I still have cans,
For the fucking
empty cans.
zombie person walking around with a mask on their face.
I have had that beer. It was tasty.
It was a good beer.
It was a good beer. Chuck
Good
Chuck
times.
drinks a good beer.
All right. So
Smart fucker.
we now know who the fuck Earhole
So
Boy
yeah,
is.
so I am.
We
Earhole
know
Boy.
about Earhole
Apparently.
Boy. He has been
Self-named.
unmasked.
Yeah.
So
Self-named
Just
Earhole
fucking
Boy.
dox-
So I do
Earhole
want to touch
Boy.
on something that it's not a direct correlation, but I've been seeing it with the customer's always right. And it's a new form, in my opinion, of is the customer's always right. I've been seeing it a lot, and I've been seeing it on my personal feed, and I've been seeing it with people that I'm friends with on Facebook, and I don't agree with them, but, it's your space. You can say what you want. But they are now making we'll call it a rhetoric, their own personal opinion, their own ideas or whatever, and then tagging people that they don't agree with and then calling them out, especially public figures, people
Engagement
that have
farming, dude.
everybody that has their calling
Everybody
out
that
them,
follows those tag people.
calling
are
out
gonna
their
get-
job, calling out the people them, and saying you're a shitty person because you don't follow my ideas. And like I said, a lot of them are public figures or political figures or this, that, and the other, elected officials and stuff. And I understand we have the right to critique, but you can do it at the ballot box. This is a new form of bullying, in my opinion.
Oh, I
like
agree.
you are coming at these people, you are tagging and the unpolitical people. I that's fine. They're there for a reason.
Your company,
They're
anybody that's
safe.
associated with
They're
that
safe
shit.
for 4 years. You can do that. But then you're tagging other people that have jobs, and you're coming after them because maybe you just don't politically align or you don't agree. It may be a restaurant that
maybe you
don't.
just don't care.
Maybe you
That's-
just don't care. That's a good
the more
point too.
Scary thing is, they
And
don't
that's
care.
the scariest thing too. Is
I
that
would
these
argue that's the ignorance is bliss in people.
No, because
yeah,
this
I
is
don't
now
agree with
social
that.
media, and these have consequences. Not ignorant. Ignorance is bliss. You can ignore.
No, I'm saying
This
the
is-
people coming in ignorant to what can happen.
Oh, I could see that, but at the
So
same time, like they're out for blood. I feel.
Well, and it's like I said earlier, dude. Social
incentives.
media has made everybody way too comfortable with saying whatever they want and not getting punched in the fucking face for
Well,
it.
yeah, and that's like the
And
cost
that's
of comments is
exactly
nothing.
what you're saying. Is like these people are coming on here.
In the old days, you fucked around, you found out. It's either
Yes. But now you're fucking around from all the way across the country, and you're never gonna find out.
you're dabbling in things that you have no political, physical, or emotional interest in. Like what dog do you have in that fight?
I kind of disagree with that. And you said there's no emotional, and I think that's the problem.
It's
I mean,
all
you're gonna have engagement farming, and you're gonna have people to do that shit just for the clicks. That's natural.
Right.
But I mean this when I say this. Look at 18 to 24-year-old influencers. Do you see it with the fucking these Joey Swole gym videos?
Oh yeah.
How dare you sit on that bench? What do you mean, how dare I sit on the bench? There was nobody sitting on the bench, and I'm going to do my sets. Well, this is the only place where I can put my camera up. So could you move to the one across the gym? And the guy's like, no. Fuck no, I'm not going to. Why should I?
Yeah.
Who the what?
Love Joey's.
Okay, so it's like there's two. It's like entitlement, which we've already talked about, and fucking bad incentives. Because that chick who posted, that was very derogatory. That female or male who posted content like that,
It was a female.
Know they're going to create the viral fucking pushback, which gets clicks and engagement.
So
bad incentives,
it's
man.
that. It's bad incentives. Mm-hmm. It's what you said as well. And it's back to what you said.
Let me ask you a question.
Ignorance is fucking bliss.
Yeah.
And these motherfuckers, for the most part, are ignorant. They are ignorant.
Are they ignorant, or is it for the money? Because we all know monetization comes with those clicks.
I'm talking about, yes, we have that on the social media. I'm talking about like your normal day-to-day person at this point.
Yeah,
That's not even doing it for social media shit. Like, that's just doing it. And like I said, I have it happen at least once a week where someone wants to come in and say some crazy shit or do some crazy shit.
Would you ever be in the position you are now if you didn't put your dick into the dirt and grind? And customer is always right, regardless if they are.
No, I mean, we did it for years.
You did it for years. You delivered pizzas when you don't deliver pizzas.
Right.
You struggled. You survived. You're a fucking hero, in my opinion.
Well, I appreciate that.
Thank you for being here.
I appreciate
Jayson.
it. So the good thing is we're gonna have Jayson on for one more quick episode and stuff. So I want to get final thoughts from everybody.
Yeah, let me give this one, okay? And I want to round
Brian,
back.
go first.
I want to round back to what you said, okay? And you talked about the fact that it gauges off what you said about customer being right. Like they're not always right, but we have a vested interest in soothing their irritation with us or trying as much as we can. Okay, we got to try to smooth it over a little bit. But my point is like, and this is just an anecdote. One of my favorite directors. I'm gonna fucking date myself. You assholes can say whatever you want. Maybe you probably. I mean, the director's name is Bill Friedkin. He's the guy that directed The Exorcist. Okay, everybody's seen The Exorcist.
Great movie.
He did a lot of other movies. He's very, very well known as a director. He taught for a while at UCLA's film school. I believe it was UCLA's film school.
I think the script was chiseled on stone, but
anyway, he taught. So he taught direction of film to students. Okay, and one of the first days. It's a story that's been well told, but on like the first day of class, a bunch of his students were like, well, we just want to know, how is it, we really want to know how you've been so successful. Like, we're going to learn the technical stuff in framing and composition, but we want to know how you're so successful. And this is a guy who'd made millions off the movie industry. He looked him right in the eye and he said, you got to be able to, you got to be ready to eat shit every day. Yeah. And that was a guy who was in charge of pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Soup to nuts from the top, not the funding, but everything.
No,
got to eat shit.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, it's like, and follow up on my end, the customer is always right unless they're blatantly wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
and that's pretty clear cut most of the time.
If you want to sit down and complain that what we do on a daily basis that gets 5-star reviews every fucking day and 99.99% of people that have this like it, and you want to fucking throw a fit about it, I'm not gonna eat shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, I'm sorry, but
fair enough.
Defend your own.
Get out.
Defend your own. Stand your ground by definition.
You cannot tell me that this sucks. And if you are telling me that this sucks, I'm just going to say that maybe you suck. Because
Love it.
Other 100,000 people that have had this did not think it sucked. You're the only one. And at that point, I think you want something for free.
They're not going to come back anyways.
No.
So,
no, they probably will.
Ken-zee, final thought?
Don't bitch about it again.
Anyways is not a word.
It is.
I think all my thoughts were
Anyway.
beautifully stated by Jayson tonight. And again, thank you for being here.
Yeah, I had one final thought. So there's only 3 ways I'm going to remember you as a customer. 1, you put your hands on me.
Oh, man.
Okay.
2, you come in acting crazy and say some funny ass shit.
Okay.
Yep.
The viral.
You're just so batshit crazy that I can't even comprehend. But it's worth it. It's worth that interaction.
It's this interaction right here, babe.
Yeah,
I have those.
So 3.
Not sure if I love or hate it.
I was a pizza delivery driver from 16 to 17 years old, and I'll tell you what, I've had many interactions and stuff, but there's one I remember.
Oh boy.
Raining cats and dogs come under an overpass. They ordered a large pizza, 2 baked spaghettis. Was sitting on my passenger seat. I had a little sports car. Hit that water. Everything flew to the floorboard. Spaghetti went over. I had the aluminum bottom, cellophane almost top. Yeah. It melted through, spilled onto the box and everything. I'm literally 500 feet from the delivery point. It's a rundown hotel, and they're living in a 1-bedroom bathroom. No stove, no anything. Have a small child. I deliver it. I said, "Here, I'm going to go get you more." They're like, No. We don't need that. And I said, "No, that's my mistake. No. And here's extra for bringing it to us." Like, those people had it way worse than even I did. And I was not making anything as a child. I mean, I was 16 years old. And the thing is that those people, I remember them to this day.
Yes.
Because they showed kindness when they shouldn't have.
Yes.
They should have been mad at me. They should have demanded more from me. And they should have asked for that and then some.
Good incentives.
And I feel
Wait.
But they tipped me.
WWJD.
They tipped me above and beyond what anybody had in months. And I fucked up. Like, was it out of my control? Yes, absolutely.
Now you make me feel like I have to say something real quick, which I do, actually. I've vented a lot on this episode.
No, it's
thank
all good.
you guys for having me here today.
Yeah,
man.
I do want to say for anybody listening, 99% of my customers kick ass. And I love you guys. And if you're listening to this, please don't think I'm talking about you. You guys, the support that we've gotten from you guys has been just kick ass, and that's why we're still here today. Awesome. I'm talking about the select few.
And they're probably
this
not there.
This all goes without saying.
And
your customers already know this about you.
I know, but like, I feel like sometimes
it's comical.
You hear it and you're like, man, is he talking about me? And then I just want to put that out there. Dude, my supporters are awesome. They kick ass.
I will ask you this: do you prefer Chuck G or Jim Finley?
Jim Finley any day.
Hey, Jim Finley. Hey, by the way, Jim Finley, you're getting a free pizza.
Yep. Bring it on.
Fucker.
All right, so I don't think we could close it out any better way than that.